All right, show me something. Week 16, which began last night, but really gets going tomorrow. Charean, what do you have?
Well, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are not Pro Bowlers. Speaking of Pro Bowlers, Mike, and guess who is? Geno Smith is a Pro Bowler. So show me something, Geno Smith. You have a chance to make the postseason. You guys have lost 4 of your last 5 games. You close out with the Chiefs, the Jets, and the Rams. You probably need to win all 3 of those games. You've got a big chance to make a big statement this week. If you're a Pro Bowler, you're going to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. I tell you what, I'll be a believer in the Seahawks if they can win this week, Mike.
Show me something, Gardner Minshew, and not just that kick-ass mustache. Show me that you can be a starting quarterback for an NFL team, because your contract expires, as you surely know, after this season. You'll be able to sign with anyone you want, and anyone who wants to consider you as a starting quarterback will have the ability to do it. What better way to audition for the league than at 4:25 p.m. Eastern, the only 4:25 p.m. Eastern kickoff on Christmas Eve, coast to coast. Everyone sees it. Opportunity knocks for Gardner Minshew. Maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe the week after that. Who knows? But for Minshew, if he wants to get back into the starting lineup anywhere, this is his chance to do it, Charean, against the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
And there's another backup quarterback, Mike, who has a chance to shine this week, who hasn't shown very much this year, and that's Malik Willis, and he'll get his chance the rest of the way. And he's got a big opportunity this week, and he hasn't looked like the quarterback that the Titans thought they were getting when they drafted him. Mike Vrabel may or may not have wanted Willis, but it's who he's got for this week. And he's got to figure out a game plan for a guy who in 2 starts has completed 44.7% of his passes this year. That's total in his 7 appearances. But he was 11 for 26, 135 yards, an interception in the games he started, was a better runner than he was a passer. And, of course, the opponents all know that. The Texans know that. So he's going to have to throw some passes and complete some passes, Mike, and that hasn't been an easy thing for him this year.
And the playoff hopes are riding on his ability to do it. And look, not really a rookie anymore, not with this many games already played in 2022. Show me something, Taylor Heinicke. There's already some rumbling coming straight from the head coach of the Washington Commanders that Carson Wentz could be reinserted. As Rivera said earlier this week, at some point you have to think about making a quarterback change. Now, whether that was inadvertent, accidental, or deliberate, it's something Taylor Heinicke is going to be thinking about, when he goes up against the best defense in the National Football League. No pressure, Taylor. Just go out there and try to beat a team that has choked off the ability of offenses throughout the league to score points. But the reality is, as the Commanders get closer and closer to elimination, it could be one last chance for Carson Wentz. This could make it one last chance, Charean, for Taylor Heinicke.
It sure could, Mike. And we've picked all quarterbacks, so I'm going to go with the defensive guy for my next pick, Micah Parsons. He talked the talk 2 weeks ago, looking ahead to the Eagles. Now he has a chance to walk the walk going forward. We'll see if he can get it done against Gardner Minshew and the Eagles after questioning Jalen Hurts' MVP candidacy, which, by the way, his odds have taken a hit. Patrick Mahomes is now the favorite. So if he misses those 3 games, Jalen Hurts, maybe he doesn't win the MVP award, which you consider that Carson Wentz may have won the MVP award in 2017 if he had stayed healthy.
And ultimately, as Patrick Mahomes told me on Sunday, he'd much rather win the Super Bowl than the MVP, and the Eagles that year won the Super Bowl, but not thanks to Carson Wentz, thanks to Nick Foles. Show me something, Bill Belichick. And I really can't believe that there is a plausible argument to be made that the Patriots may be at least pondering the possibility of their inevitable life without Belichick. But after what we saw last week, the failure to have Jacoby Myers ready to not do the dumbest thing we've ever seen on a football field. Before that, to have Ramondre Stevenson realize he shouldn't even begin the process. He shouldn't have initiated this whole Stanford band thing. I suggested at one point this week that maybe when Stevenson flipped it to Myers, he thought maybe we're losing this game and I've got the score wrong. I'd better throw it and keep it alive. Before any of that, it was a failure of coaching. It was a failure of situational football. We hear about that all the time from Bill Belichick, the master of situational football. Charean, with 3 seconds left on your own 45 and no timeouts in a tie game, what do you do? What do you do?
Take a knee.
You take a knee. You take a knee. None of this ever happens. If Bill Belichick does what anyone who supposedly understands situational football would have done in that moment, take a knee. You're not going to score a touchdown. You're possibly going to get somebody injured. And maybe, just maybe, you're going to give all of us the most ridiculous, upside-down, twisted, bizarro Stanford band play we ever could have seen. So, I think the heat's on Bill Belichick, whether anyone realizes it or not, whether he realizes it, whether he cares. Let's see what he can do against the Cincinnati Bengals Christmas Eve at home in front of the fans of the Patriots who may be getting to the point where they've seen enough. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.